Hi, I'm Mark from eReplacementParts.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the felt seal on a DeWALT grinder. The felt seal protects the hinge point on your grinder's brush arm. Typically, you wouldn't know that a felt seal had failed until you were doing other repairs, at which time you'll want to inspect them and replace them as necessary. Felt seals, along with many other parts, can be found on our website. Let's get started. We'll begin by removing the side cover at the rear of the grinder. It's secured with 5 screws. Now remove the paddle and the lock button and separate the other half of the rear housing from the rest of the grinder. Now I'll remove the brush wire. I'll use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull it away. Now I'm just going to pull the brush spring up and out of our way so we can get to the other components. Now I can pull the brush arm back and remove the brush. Now I'll remove the screw that secures the brush arm to the grinder. The brush arm cap, the first felt seal, the brush arm, and last, the second felt seal. Now we can assemble the brush arm assembly. I'll start with the brush arm, install the new felt seal, and remember there's one on each side, so replace them as needed, and the cap. And now this assembly is ready to go back on the grinder. I'll slide the brush arm back onto the post on the grinder and secure it with the screw. Now we can reinstall the brush. I'll insert the brush lead through the opening on the brush arm. Place the brush into the brush arm, and then fold the brush arm back against the armature, and reinstall the brush wire. Now I'll pull the brush spring back down so it's sitting on the brush arm. Now I can install the rear housing back to the rest of the grinder. I need to make sure that I have all the wires tucked out of the way so they don't get pinched. This lower wire runs behind the stud. It then goes down in the opening for the paddle switch. Now I can reinstall the lock button. You'll notice that there's a tab on one side of the lock button, and that should go towards the armature, followed by the paddle. And now we can finish up by reinstalling the other half of the rear housing. As I do this, I want to make sure that the posts on the switch and on the lock button all line up properly with the housing. Once I get it in place, I'll just test everything real quick to make sure it's right. And that looks good. So now I can re-secure the screws. And that's how easy it is to replace the felt seal on your DeWALT grinder. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up and leave a comment.